All right, we're about to get into one of my favorite parts of the first unit here. It's literal equations. The reason why I like this is when there's no numbers, your calculations are always right. A lot of people get confused with this because they're like, the numbers freak them, no numbers freak them out. It's not that bad. All right, so let's look right here. If we were to solve this right here, we would subtract 5. All right. Well, equals 18. And then we would divide by 2. All right. X equals 9. All right. Now, we're supposed to solve both of these for x. So right here, here's my x. So what's being done to it? Well, it's being multiplied by a, and that's all being subtracted by b. So again, let's do the opposite. So opposite of minus b is add b. Now, what? So this is ax. This is c plus b is, guess what? C plus b. That's it. You can't combine them. Then a is being multiplied, so we got to divide. So we got to divide. That looks like a 9. All that. So this answer is x equals c plus b all over a. All right. Now, on the handout, it says, has a quick write. What are the similarities and differences of the two equations? All right. So the similarities are they have the same operations. I'll change this color right here. Let's look. All right. They have the same operations. We added right here. We added a 5, we just added a b. We divided on this one. Okay. On the left, we divided by 2. On the right, we just divided by a. That's it. Okay. Now, how are they different? Well, obvious statement is this equation over here on the right has all unlike terms, so you can't really combine them. All right. Let's dig in. So on this one, we're solving for w. A equals L times W. That's length times width. So we want this by itself. Well, we have to do the opposite, divide by L. So we end up with A over L equals W. Ta-da! All right, next one, solving for H. Well, that's B's been multiplied by H, so we got to do the opposite and divide. This, this is area equals base times height. So we're dividing by B. You may have done something similar to this in previous classes. And believe it or not, this right here carries over to tons of other things. Higher level math, physics, possibly chemistry. I can't remember on chemistry. I do know physics. Okay. All right. Right here, we're solving for t. T's right here. It's being multiplied. So d over r equals t. Now, if we look at these three equations right here, just look at them. We divided on all of them. These were all one step. And it would have been the same thing as if we would have had something, for instance, 10 equals 2x on all these. We were just dividing. Okay? So you need to look at what you're trying to solve for. Now, over here, I equals PRT. This is simple interest equals principal times rate times time. We're solving for t. Now, all this is multiplied together. So believe it or not, in one fell swoop, you can actually divide by P and R at the same time. Wow. So I equals PR equals T. Let's check out the next one. Volume equals length times width times height. We're solving for H. Same concept. I can divide both sides by length times width. Volume equals length times width equals height. Yeah. And again, spoiler alert, I bet we're going to do about the same thing. Solving for R, we got to divide by 2 pi. So circumference, because this is circumference of 2 times pi times r, so we solve for r. So circumference divided by 2 pi equals r. All right? Now, again, walk, jog, run. We're starting slow and building up. Eventually, it will get more difficult. Now, if you looked at the handouts and if you're watching this video, you probably don't know what that is. It looks like an 8. It's not actually an 8. That's actually a lowercase gamma. It's Greek. So we're going to change this to G. Okay. All right. In this one, it says I'm solving for C. C's right here. So I've actually got to add a G to both sides. All right. What's M plus G? Well, just M plus G. And I'm going to avoid using lowercase Greek letters, just to let you know. All right. Now, right here, we're solving for pi. Now, I know some people will be like, but you know what pi is? Well, pi is one of those weird numbers, and we usually treat it as a variable. Okay? Especially when you get to geometry. You can actually divide by r squared. You don't have to take the square root. You can divide by r squared. So area divided by radius squared equals pi. Okay? Now, density is mass divided by volume. All right, we're solving for m. M's right here. It's being divided by v. So the opposite of divide is multiply. All right. So d times v is just d times dv. I know that looks like a u. I can hear it in my head now as soon as I write something that looks bad. Mr. Jeffries, that doesn't look right. Okay. Ta-da. Add, divide, multiply. Stuff we did on the first day. All right. Now, these are multi-steps. They're getting harder. All right. Helps to think of PEMDAS backwards. Okay. Remove fractions by multiplying by the reciprocal. Remember, that's where I drew a little stick figure instead of flip somebody. And the last step is usually divide by whatever's next to your variable, like the other equations. Okay. Now, this is kind of, I like to talk about Shrek during this one because I love the part in Shrek where it says that ogres are like layers, and Donkey says, they don't stink. And he says, no, they have, or whatever, ogres are like onions and they both stink. Yeah, there we go. I just busted my own joke. But they have layers, so you got to put them back. Now, we're solving for h. I want to get rid of this fraction first thing. I'll multiply by 2 over 1. Well, 2 over 1 is just 2. So I have 2 times a equals bh divided by b. So 2a over b is h. Peel back the layers, even though I busted my own joke. Okay. All right. This one is b. That's what we're solving for, the big base. So I want to multiply by 3 over 1 to get rid of that fraction. So 3v equals big B times h. Got to divide by h. 3v over h equals big B. Now you could actually have the variable, what we're solving for, on the other side. I'm just, trying to keep it simple. Believe it or not, I'm a simple-minded person. Because I even messed up my own joke. All right, this one has a little bit more layers. We're solving for m. M's right here. Multiply by 2 over 1. All right, so 2k m v squared. Now this is being multiplied. So opposite of multiply, divide. So I have 2k or v squared equals m. Okay, peel back the layers. All right. So moving on. Now, these again, more layers. All right, now if you see these little arrows right here, these are actually for me to remind me that there's something below it. Okay. All right, I am trying to get b by itself. So I need to multiply both sides by d, or d over 1. All right, a times d is just a times d over b plus c. Got to get the c on the other side, so I subtract. Now, you could write it like this. You could say AD minus C. Oh, wrong letter. AD minus C equals B, or you could write it like this. B equals A times D minus C. It means the same thing. Okay? So, kind of move it on. All right. We're solving for a W. We want a W. So, first thing I need to do is subtract 2L. So, P minus 2L is just P minus 2L. All right, equals 2W. Now, divide by 2. All right, there's a couple ways to write this one. Normally, we told people to write it like this. W equals P minus 2L all over 2. We'll get more people that would answer it that way. All right. Some people that are a little bit more high speed will actually break it down like this. P over 2 minus L. Honestly, I would prefer, didn't mean to mark it out. I would prefer this. I'm okay with that. But if you want to give me that on something, that's all right also. Okay. Yep. Oh, there's another problem. All right. We're solving for y. So let's think about where y is. Y is right here. So it's 8. Now, I'm not going to divide by b first. I got to look at the whole problem. Okay. So I need to subtract ax. All right. So I have by equals c minus ax. Okay. So, whoa, too far. I can't get it back. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now, because I can't combine those, so now I just got to divide by b. So y equals c minus ax over b. Calculations are right every time. Every time. There's no numbers. Now, what if we did actually put some numbers in it? Would that change anything? Nope. We already had some with fractions. You should know this one by now. Y equals mx plus b. We'll get to that when we get to unit 4. All right, so I'm solving for x. So I got to get rid of the b. Y minus b is just y minus b. M times x. Divide by m. And again, you could write this as m equals y minus b. Not m. Cheese and crackers. x equals y minus b over m. Okay, same thing would happen in class if we had a regular class. I sometimes do that. Oh, sorry. Oh, what's going on? There we go. Now, we're solving for t. It's way deep in there. Big layer. All that's being divided by 3. So multiply by 3 over 1. Okay. 2t minus a equals, now you can actually multiply a b and a 3 like this. 3b. Like we did on the other ones. Nothing has changed. All right. So we still want t by itself, so I got to add an a. God, what is going on with my stuff? Jeez. It's like freaking out. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. All right. So now we have 2t equals 3b plus a. Whew. Didn't mess up that time. By 2. Now, t equals 3b plus a over 2. Whoop. Okay. Not bad. All right. Oh, now it's messing up. Come on. We're almost done. We're getting there. Come on. Scroll down. Not that far. Oh, jeez. I would pause and then edit, but I don't want to do that. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cheat because I can. I want to be smarter than the software that's messing up right now. Where's that paste button? Paste. There we go. Ah. Now we're solving for a. Again, more layers. I multiply both sides by 8 over 1. You can multiply this right here. 8 times 3 is 24. Okay. You can multiply on like terms, but you can't add and subtract them. And you divide them by just writing them like a fraction. Okay. So a plus 7. And then just subtract 7. Subtract 7. So 24x minus cheese 7 equals a. All right. That's kind of it. Good stuff. Good things. Roll Tide.